Alright guys, I am back today to talk about another newer release film that I am super late to the game on. And this is a movie that the trailer really made me interested in it because this isn't the type of movie I always gravitate towards right away. It's typically one I wait till it goes on streaming because it can either be really great or really cheesy. And the film I'm going to be talking about today is Bullet Train. Bullet Train is directed by David Leitch. Unlucky assassin Ladybug, played by Brad Pitt, is determined to do his job peacefully after one too many gigs gone off the rails. Fate, however, may have other plans as Ladybug's latest mission puts him on a collision course with lethal adversaries from around the globe, all with connected yet conflicting objectives on the world's fastest train. So as I was saying at the beginning, I did not know what to expect from this movie, and what ended up happening was I had a ton of fun with this movie. It's really over the top and silly, but in the best way possible. This movie is really highly stylized. All of the action sequences and the choreography of the action sequences are all really impressive. It really took me by surprise just how amazing all of the fight sequences were, because you're in this really tight space being on a train, and so utilizing all of the different objects in the setting was really incredible to me. How the director paid so much attention to detail on all of those little things that made it so much more engaging and fun while I was watching it. And this movie was a blast. I really thought all of the performances in this were great. You have Brad Pitt, obviously, as the description says, who's our lead character, who I thought was really charismatic and hilarious. My two favorite characters in the film were Lemon and Tangerine, played by Tyree Henry and Aaron Taylor Johnson, who both give amazing performances. They're both on this train. So the entire premise is Brad Pitt is supposed to collect this briefcase that has ransom money in it. He's supposed to get off the train and take it back to his headquarters. Well, Lemon and Tangerine's mission is they're supposed to protect this briefcase, and they're supposed to take this mob boss's son, played by Logan Lerman, back to him safely after he was broken out of prison. And so you have those two storylines interconnecting, and then you have all of these other characters who are introduced, including Joey King's character, who actually gives a really good performance in this film. She did a really great job. I know that she's been in a lot of not great movies throughout her career, but I felt like she fit the role of this character so well. And what I really liked about this movie is, obviously there's a lot of flashbacks. Sometimes the flashbacks are a little bit cheesy, but I feel like it's just meant to be fun. It's not meant to be taken super seriously. And I really appreciated the way that they incorporated all of those flashbacks into this film that just felt really silly and goofy. And I loved that there were moments where there was character that was introduced that his whole backstory was introduced to just be put into a 5-minute fight scene. And it felt like an action movie that I hadn't seen in a long time. This felt something from the late 90s, early 2000s era. And it was just so much fun. It's one of those movies that it's hard not to have a smile on your face the whole runtime. And the other thing I was really impressed with this film about is it did not shy away from the brutality of the violence. This movie is very gory. There are limbs flying everywhere. There's blood all over the place. It's very different than your standard action film that's released in the theaters. There was people's heads being chopped into, arms flying all over the place. And I appreciate a movie that's willing to not pull back from that absolute insanity. Obviously, the third act of this film blows up into this completely unbelievable action sequence that everything that's happening on screen, you're just kind of shaking your head there is no way that this would ever happen. But it's so fun to watch. You don't really care. I mean, that's one of the best things about silly action films, is that you can turn off your brain and just watch these people have a great time. But what I loved about this is the humor really hits because it's just silly, over the top jokes. Even Brad Pitt having conversations with his handler over the phone, played by Sandra Bullock. Their chemistry together is so great and funny, and it just really works. There's a moment where Zazie Beetz shows up as a character in this, she is absolutely hilarious while she's in the film. She gives a great performance. But as I said, I think the chemistry between Tyree Henry's character and Aaron Taylor Johnson is the best in the entire film. Brian Tyree Henry's character is obsessed with Thomas the Tank Engine, and that whole plot arc of them being on this train, like his dialogue delivery and all those sequences is so great. He is truly one of my favorite actors working in Hollywood today. He just consistently delivers incredible performances throughout his entire career, and this is no exception. He was one of the highlights to the entire film, and I would recommend this film if you're into any sort of like fun, over-the-top action films. It's just a really great time, and I'm really happy that I got a chance to check it out. So have you seen Bullet Train? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I thought this movie was a lot of fun. It's not perfect, but it's a super entertaining time that I would definitely watch again. As always, if you like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.